Hey, welcome back to Sprague River Homestead. I'm Kanan.
I'm Nikki.
And we have not made a lot of videos lately because we have been swamped with work, but we're going to take the time to get you guys updated on what's going on around the homestead. So the last time we covered things, we were doing fencing and just kind of getting ready for the summer months. Well, we have hit over 100 degrees for multiple days in a row. So a lot of days we've been sitting inside, but that doesn't mean when the cooler weather's out, we're not getting busy doing work. So Nikki's going to kind of give you a little bit of update on the garden to kick us off.
So the garden is going, not great, but it's going. Yeah, you can see our potatoes are doing fabulous. Cabbages are doing good. The jalapeno peppers are rallying. I don't know what has gone on with my green beans, but we're finally about to get some peas, onions. We were really late getting it in. So a lot of what we've got is root crops, which in a busy year is at least dependable and doesn't take a whole lot of work. And we're at least getting something. And I think that's the name of the game this year. So since the last update, I started actually dairying some of our goats finally. About 8 years into the whole goat owning adventure, or at least 8 years after I planned to start doing dairy. We've got 3 ladies that we are milking right now. Angel, who is actually 9.5, almost 10. Belle, who is 7. And Trixie is our younger girl. She is 4.5. So not real young girls. Believe it or not real friendly girls. Most of our girls are not real friendly. We don't handle the goats a whole lot. So it's been an adventure to teach them how to go on the stanchion and allow for the milking. But they're doing really well. We started off the first 2 milkings. I got a quart out of 2 of the does. And day 4 or 5, we added the 3rd doe. And the other day I actually got like a full gallon, which is pretty impressive considering their babies are already, 3 months. I really need to be weaning some of these kids pretty soon, but we are making cheese. I have made some caramel sauce. There's a bunch of stuff that we've been doing. I'm experimenting with some lemon curd probably tonight or tomorrow. You can hop on over to Instagram or Facebook, and I've been posting pictures of it over there. But learning how to slowly make the soft cheeses. I don't have a cheese cave refrigerator type thing yet. And I want to make sure that it's something I want to do going forward before we invest in the time, the space, and the power.
So I mentioned heat along the way. This last week, we actually had a good breakout in the area of fires. We had like 5 or 6 that were caused by lightning. If you watch our Facebook page, you know that we had one. It was about maybe a mile and a half west, but it's in the meadow where we live. Very close to where we had, for a Facebook memory today, 6 years ago, we had a lightning strike fire up on the hill, up kind of close by, I would say in the area, in the same area. So it's like, wow, here we go. It's kind of like deja vu. We get another fire. But thankfully, I called it in 911. They had already said they were having staff ready to go. And they had, I was the second one to call in the call to 911. They had fire and rescue on the route. And they got here and put it out overnight. And the next morning when we, it kind of went dark, we didn't see it. The next morning got up, it was out. And it was like,
They were very on top of it. I was coming home from doing a Harlequin Club Zoom call in town because our internet has just been terrible since the fires last year. And I was on my way home when Kanan sent me a text and said, "Be careful, thunder, lightning, downpours." I just missed it. But as I pulled into the driveway and got to our greenhouses right here by the house, I looked up and saw it and told him to call 911. And of course, somebody else had already beat him to it, but it was not going very much yet.
Right.
So they were very quick to respond. And the official release was that none of the little fires that they went to got over 1/10 of an acre. So they were very on top of it. So we were very thankful to, it was Bonanza Fire and Rescue that responded. So very thankful for those guys coming out and getting right on it. So everybody knows I am a huge collie fan. Obviously, Liza likes to make an appearance in videos all the time, but we actually added somebody new to the family here a couple weeks ago. I'd been looking for another collie just to add on to the family. We had been looking for a male, but we're not sure that breeding is really right for us right now, especially with the state of the economy. So we did decide to bring in a female. So little Katie Jo has joined us. Her daddy is a blue merle and her mom is a beautiful sable. And she's looking like she might be a sable merle, something along that line. Real cute little girl. We had forgotten, I think, in the last 3 years how much training a puppy can be. It can be kind of a hassle, and a lot of cleaning of the floor, a lot of cleaning of the rug, a lot of, do you need to go outside and go pee?
Yeah. But as long as we're figuring what her diet can consist of and cannot, and she's starting to sleep through the night finally. So no more 3 a.m. I've got to go outside immediately. But she's been good. She's a great addition. She and Liza have been doing wonderfully, playing a lot. Katie has far more energy than Liza. Even Liza's 2.5, but she has nonstop energy until it's just she hits a narcolepsy point and falls asleep and sleeps out for hours. But she's a great little dog.
And she's learning. She goes out and does all the chores with us. She has been in the rabbit barns, nose to nose with the rabbits. And we're really hopeful that she's going to be as good of a dog as Liza has been. So on top of the fires that happened pretty much Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning, right before 6 a.m., we heard quite a ruckus coming in our road. We thought, wow, this is really early. And it was a SWAT vehicle, armored SWAT vehicle.
There's a military armored personnel carrier.
Yeah.
That tells you what came in.
But that is a SWAT vehicle for Klamath County. And 9 sheriff vehicles basically doing a parade down our road and across the front of our property, which is an easement to our neighbor. And long story short, we're going to cover it in another video, but long story short, where we had been struggling for probably the last close to a year now with water quality issues, there's a very good reason for that. The neighbors actually had an illegal grow site, 20 greenhouses we could not see from our side of the property, 20 greenhouses, more in construction, so there was going to be more, over 10,000 plants, what looks to be evidence of possible human trafficking. They bring some of these guys in and from Mexico and other places. They arrested 3, one from Mexico, one from California, and another from Washington State. Several others vamoosed. They saw them heading out into the woods and did not catch them. And of those 6 total, the 3 they saw getting away and the 3 they arrested, they actually think that was maybe about half of what was back there.
Half or less.
Yeah. So we had some inkling that stuff was going on, but very interesting, very stressful week. Because you don't know what, we hadn't had trouble with the neighbors. I mean, I don't want people to think we'd been fighting them the whole time like our previous neighbors. We hadn't had any problem with them other than a lot of trash being left on the road. We'd had some noise complaints against them last year, just having text them and say, hey, keep it down. Because we were actually hearing their music in our bedroom at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And where they were hanging out was like a half mile away. So they were getting kind of loud, kind of rowdy.
Yeah.
But we just kind of said, hey, turn it down. And so no problems. They weren't bad neighbors. But apparently this is where our water issues have been. And the Western United States is in a drought. So that's been a pretty big deal. So we're hopeful that the water is going to clean up.
Yeah.
We are not optimistic that they're going to come back and clean the property up over there. Basically, the sheriff's department dozes it into a great big pile, or in this case, several piles.
Yeah.
And we think they'll either try and offload it and sell it, or probably abandon it and let the county eventually repossess it in the coming couple of years. So
Yeah. If you guys are interested in the story, I'll throw down a link over to the website for Klamath Falls News that has a press release based off the sheriff's. You can look up the Klamath County Sheriff's Office on Facebook, or just do a search in the search bar, and it'll basically pull up all the stuff, and you can look at it. It was Tuesday. What was that? The 6th, I think, maybe something like that.
no, today's the 5th.
Oh,
Like the second, I think.
Sorry, but it was Tuesday this last week, just a few days ago. So if you guys can look it up, but you can see some of the activity. If you're interested in knowing some of the details, and again, we're going to cover it in a different video in different lengths on a different aspect of it. But Tuesday was probably one of the wildest days I've had in a long time, and we fought fires and whatever else, fought neighbors, and it was just chaos for a few hours around here, dealing just basically a standby, just watching all this unfold.
Well, and we didn't know. It's far enough back that you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear anything. They didn't find any weapons, which was interesting because we have heard them target practicing and shooting back there many, many times over the last 3 years. So it was interesting that there was no weapons, no large amounts of cash, no finished product, which we'll talk about in another video. Yeah, they got 3 guys in huge, 150 feet long greenhouses.
Yeah, I'll throw in a picture right here of what they're releasing. You can see all the stuff on the websites and the various releases and that. But here's a picture of what it looks like, and it's big. These greenhouses are like 40 feet wide, 150 feet long. You can imagine. It's acres under cover for these plants. So it was crazy. So the last thing we'll cover in this update is we are doing Instagram challenge, and I'll just really say Nikki's doing an Instagram challenge. What is the challenge for this month?
So we're doing it on Instagram, but it also is feeding over to Facebook. I know not everybody's on one or the other, but it's basically stocking up your pantry every single day. So what are you doing every day to get ready for winter or further malarkey at the grocery store, whatever it is? Mostly we're going with stocking up for the winter. So it's at least one little thing that you're doing every single day. So this month so far, I have made some more cheese. I have made some caramel sauce. I think that was the big things that I've had up so far. Yeah. But we're going to be butchering this month. I'll be doing some more canning. There'll be some more dehydrating posts, that kind of stuff. But it's just, the idea is to motivate you. I know it's only August, but we need to all be thinking about the winter months coming up, and they will be here before we know it. So what little thing can you do every day? And it's not necessarily what you have to make or create or whatever at your home. If you go buy a case of green beans getting ready for the winter, I want to see it. I want, get in there, share those hashtags, tag us in your posts if you're on Instagram, so we can go in and, give you a like on it. And we just want everybody to get motivated and be doing what you can do. Like today, I just picked up a couple pallets of rabbit feed. So it's all about what you can be doing to get ready for potentially more price hikes, but especially just getting ready for the winter.
So as you can tell, it's hot, it's dry, and we are headed towards fall rapidly around here. So we've been working on everything, but that's kind of the gist of what's going on around here, why we don't post a lot. Just been busy. Busy.
This has been the busiest year we've had in a long time. It was 100 to 106 last week, and we were still we had butchered chickens the weekend before, so we were pulling chicken and canning and making cheese and still doing all those kind of fun stuff in the house during the day. So not a lot of time for leisure, I guess.
So that's it for this time of Spray River Homestead. Stay busy out there, get ready for fall, and stay safe.
Yeah, it's a wild world out there, y'all. Happy homesteading.